here's what I've discovered is if you're on the healing path, you're surrounding your heart with the right things. Like you're surrounding me and my mind. I'm surrounding my mind. I'm surrounding my heart by God's love, by God's promises. I'm surrounding myself with God's people that are healthy themselves. I'm surrounding myself with the right people. So I have to give myself the right thoughts. I have to let my heart be loved by God from the inside out. You know, love really is an inside job. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to love anybody else. In fact, Jesus said we're to love our neighbor as ourselves. So if we're not loving ourselves, we could hardly love our neighbor. And so I think when we start with love, God loves us. And I think that's the most valuable thing that I could tell a human being, because when you understand God's love, when you finally begin to grasp it, and you can only begin to grasp it, when you begin to grasp God's love for you is unconditional, unmerited, unearned love, that he's smiling at you, he's smiling at me. He wasn't just smiling at me today when I did something good. He was smiling at me years ago when I was caught up in all of my pain, caught up in all of my habits. And what I realized about habits, doctor, was even though my habits were bad, that wasn't really the problem. The problem was not the things that I was doing wrong. I think so many people focus on, I got to stop doing the wrong things, but really it's not what I needed to detach myself from. It was what I wasn't attached to. I wasn't attached to the umbilical cord of God's love. I wasn't attached to a stream of thinking that would give me confidence and give me faith and give me self-worth. I wasn't attaching myself to God's love. I wasn't attaching myself to the right stream of thoughts, and I wasn't attaching myself to the right people. If somebody who's listening right now could get those three things, it's not that we have to detach from all the bad things. It's that we have to attach ourselves to three good things: God's love, a stream of thinking that is a healthy way of viewing ourselves, and a stream of people that will support us in the journey. If you have those three things, that is what's on the path for your healing.